Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Actually, it's audio on. Let's see. Audio looks like it's on. Yep, we're good to go here. We're good to go. Hey everyone, welcome to another cooking stream. I'm apologize to the people last time really quick about the cursed Valentine cooking stream, but this time we're gonna actually do it legit. We're gonna do legit this time. Hey Skill, welcome. But yeah, we are going to do this cooking stream legit today, and we are gonna try to make some homemade takoyaki. I actually been wanting to do this on stream for a while, but it's like, you know, the setup for cooking. Just I'm not in an optimal position to do a good cooking setup, so I'm hoping moving it from the kitchen here into my bedroom isn't going to cause any fires. I don't think it will. But yeah, gonna make some takoyaki today. First time making takoyaki. The recipe looks simple enough. And I don't know. The thing with takoyaki, right? Taco is octopus, and I don't know how common of an ingredient octopus is outside of Japan, but apparently if you look up places that try to sell octopus, it is very, very expensive. So it's like an octopus apparently is between 2 to 4 pounds. Typically, a typical octopus I think is between 2 to 4 pounds. And per pound, an octopus is between $7 and $8. So when we're thinking, when you get an octopus around here, it is very expensive. So let's say around 3 pounds average, and then the octopus about $7 per pound. That's $21 just for one octopus, and all we're really after is the tentacles. Really, the only thing you need from an octopus is the tentacles. Apparently, octopus tentacles regrow, so people farm octopus for that, and they don't die from it, or maybe they farm it also. Hey Frederick, welcome. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird trying to think of this this living thing that's regrowing limbs all the time because it loses it for one reason or another. But apparently that's that's the reason why you see mainly just octopus tentacles being sold, I think, at least in Japan. Let me actually bring up this picture really quick. Let me bring up this picture really quick that I have on hand. Casually just has tentacle pictures in the hard drive because, you know, whenever I visit Japan, I like going to the grocery stores, and I do like checking out to see what people have to eat there normally. So you're not really supposed to be taking pictures in grocery stores. I think it's like some sort of a privacy issue, or just, you know, a grocery store is not a tourist attraction, so why would you be taking pictures in there? But the thing is, it's an unusual place to, I mean, for people outside Japan, it's like different, or at least some other parts of Asia and stuff. Not the other types of tentacles. I'm not sure what you mean by other types of tentacles. You could use squid tentacles, and I will kind of explain. We are using squid tentacles today just because it's a lot cheaper, one, and two, because it seems very comparable to what an actual octopus tentacle will be. I have seen some other takoyaki variations on YouTube. I'm not sure where it is. It might be Taiwan, it might be Korea, I'm not exactly sure, where they use, or someplace else, but where they use a whole baby octopus for the actual takoyaki. And those seem interesting, if not a little intimidating, because they're so chunky. Like a normal takoyaki is pretty small, and I do have the pan here. I'll show it to you guys later as soon as I get this picture of the tentacles I'm looking for. Why can't I find it here? Oh, here, I think this is it. I think that, no, that's Nishiki Market. I know it's before Nishiki Market because let's see. That's Nishiki. Nishiki. The tentacles were in Uji, if I remember correctly. We stopped by Uji shortly for like green tea and just to check out, because Uji. So okay, so Uji is in the Kyoto prefecture, I think. I think Kyoto is actually its own prefecture as well as a city there. And Uji is a city in near or in Kyoto. Near or in Kyoto. And what they're really known for is their green tea. So one day, like a few years back, decided to drop by Uji to have a taste of the green tea to see how that compares to like all the other green teas I've had before. And I gotta say, if maybe it tastes normal to me, but there's a little bit of different quality, I think, to it. Hey Bison, I'm trying to look for tentacle pictures right now and I can't seem to find it. Like, I could just bring a tentacle picture off the internet, but I'm just trying to find the one tentacle picture I do have on my hard drive, and I can't find it for whatever darn reason. I know I posted it like recently. Maybe I just need to look at my Twitter. I know I have it in my Twitter. Where's my darn tentacle pictures? Okay, it's not that. That's the ramen. That's the ramen. That's the green tea ramen. This is the mochi. This is the tempura. That's the shrimp. That's the unagi. That's the, well, this one's a tentacle in a pot thing. I guess I can show this, but this isn't the one I'm looking for. Hold on, let me grab that up really quick. Context for the tentacle picture. Okay, context. We are making takoyaki today, right? We're making takoyaki today. Hence, tentacles. Takoyaki, tentacles. Gotta use tentacles if you want to make authentic takoyaki. But I can't find authentic tentacle. Well, I can find authentic octopus here. That's not the issue. The issue comes afterwards. Okay, you can see that. Crap. Sec. I am trying to figure out how to do this really quick without showing anything too sensitive. Meaning my bars and stuff. But anyway, then this is the. Can you see it? So this is the tentacle pot dish thing I was talking about that I found on in my photo archives and Twitter. But I'm looking for a different tentacle picture where it's like these packaged tentacles in like where it's like packaged in large numbers, and it just looks different. It just looks very different. Was it way back when? Do I just not have? Maybe I haven't posted it yet. Maybe I actually have not posted it yet, and it's just somewhere randomly. Did I imagine that? I don't think I imagined it. I don't think I imagined it. Huh. It may have been a long time ago. Because it feels like, well, screw it. I can't find it. It's gonna take forever and a half. But basically, here you go. Tentacles. Octopus tentacles. used in quite a few dishes in Japan. For some reason, they have a fascination with octopus over there, but it is, I think, common enough in some places that you can actually farm them, fish them. I'm not sure exactly if they're wild caught or they have a little farm, some sort of aquaculture farm where they harvest the limbs of these octopi. But basically, that's just a small tip of the octopus, right? It's not like they're grabbing the whole tentacle. I think they may just like do half of it, otherwise the octopus can't actually walk around. So I haven't actually looked into this. But we're not using octopus tentacles today just because it is very expensive, and it's not so. I guess it's kind of sort of hard to find, but octopus itself, like, again, very expensive at about $7 a pound, and they're roughly 2 to 4 pounds. Let's say average of 3. So I'm not paying $21 just to grab the tentacles. I wouldn't even know what to do with the rest of it. I could treat it like squid. They're basically like squid anyway. But yeah, we're gonna switch over to the kitchen scene really quick, and I am gonna be turning into a PNG for that because my camera, the desk, the table where I'm gonna be cooking stuff is already pretty darn full. So there's no place for a camera. I'm just gonna be having my little doppelganger over here. My little doppelganger over here will be speaking for me instead. So let me just move over really quick, and we'll get the camera out. Is the camera working? Oh, I guess it's not. Just because I don't have anything there. Hold on. Okay, let me know if you can't hear me or the audio is a little bit screwed. But the audio should be a little bit better than the previous cooking scene. I'm just gonna sound very far. Okay, start. Ah! No! This is why we... Okay, no, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. The camera is not on screen yet. This is why. Gotta be careful when we use a live feed. Gotta be careful when you use a live feed. Hold on. Why is it actually not showing up? This should be showing up. High-pitched sound? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh boy. I think my OBS froze. I think my OBS froze, so let me just restart this really quick. And I'll be right back. OBS, why? Why you freeze? Why you freeze? Back? Are we back now? Okay, I think we're back. I see us being back. Okay, let me try this again. Here's the camera feed. Thank you very much. It's a little grainy because it's kind of darkish in here. Nope, not that one. Okay, try this again. So, what you're seeing right now is the takoyaki pan that I have for this stream. And I actually wanted to get this takoyaki pan because I wanted to make takoyaki, but we have more than just takoyaki pans. Apparently we have this pancake pan. I don't know what this is. I've made pancakes with this thing before, and it gets too hot. The pancake gets overcooked. So if I do eggs on here, it's probably also going to get overcooked. I don't know why you want your eggs to be in a perfect circular disc, but we're probably not going to be using this today. We'll see if we have the time to make anything else. And then, of course, we got the normal pan. Hold on. Let's see. Camera, please work with me here. Camera, work with me. Okay. We good? Are we good? Okay. It's a little grainy. Sorry for the picture quality. Can't really do much about it. But we do have a pan here that also comes with this heating element. I'm not exactly sure what you would call this, but that's the wires under it. And ooh, there is no temperature setting on here. It's just an on and off switch, and I can't do much about that. Can't do much about that. I think there's a brand out there that has a temperature setting for this sort of setup, but it's a little bit too expensive, and I don't see myself using it often. So yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with this for now. It works for what it does. But today, the main highlight, right? The main ingredient for this whole takoyaki thing is gonna be this. This thing. So what we have is cooked slice squid tentacles. Now, I mentioned the whole octopus situation earlier with how expensive it is. This I think was about, I want to say $3 or $4 for about a pound. So that's not bad. And if you look at the shape of these tentacles, let me see if I can. The tentacle cuts. These are giant squid or large squid. What do you say this thing is? This thing says it is a. Can you read it? Oh, that's much better now. It says it's a wild Peruvian giant squid. Dositicus gigas. The gigas just drives on the point that it's a big squid. So with a big squid, you have big tentacles. I think. I can't imagine how big of a squid it would be to have tentacles with this kind of diameter, but it is pretty darn big for squid. I know you might be able to use calamari. I actually looked into using calamari, but the tentacles on that were not that large, and even if I did cook them, I don't think it would have yielded the same effect. So I was lucky enough to find this. I'm guessing this is what they would use as a as an octopus substitute for takoyaki, just because octopus kind of hard to find and expensive. But I don't have a batter for this. I don't have batters for anything. I gotta make everything myself. So we're going to start with the takoyaki batter. Let me see if I can get the bowl in the camera. There we go. We're good there. We're good there. So, like with anything in Japanese cooking, I have a card here with the ingredients, and it says dashi. We're not using just plain water. We're using 1.5 cups of dashi for the liquid portion of this batter. Now, I think you can use just regular water and add some salt. But it might lose a little flavor. Now, the dashi itself is slightly salty, but you want that mainly for the umami flavor. But you know, whenever I eat takoyaki back in Japan, it's like I don't taste the umami. It's just kind of there, I think. So I don't know how much difference it would make, but I'm gonna go by the recipe that I found. Pretty easy to find on the internet if you know where to look. But we're gonna go ahead and start with 1.5 cups of water. 1.5 cups of water, I think, is about 360 grams of water, 360 ml. So we're gonna shoot for that. That's actually a lot of water. I wasn't expecting that much water. Overshot a little bit. Where's my dashi? So for the dashi, we got this dashi. I'm just going to be using the shortcut method for this one. Because if I tried using the actual bonito flakes, which I do have, which I do have and will be using for our takoyaki, it's going to take forever and a half. And I already pre-warmed this water like 2 hours ago. So we're just going to be using about a 1/2 teaspoon of hondashi. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't know if half teaspoon is going to be enough, but it looks like a lot. It already looks like a lot. You know, let's go for a full teaspoon. Why not? Or maybe 3/4, because that's all that's left in this little jar. I have more. I have more. But I neglected to refill my jar here. Okay, let's mix that up a little bit. I'm hoping this water's not too warm for the flour once we get to it. Hoping it's not too warm. But it might be too much granules for the water here. Okay, next we need 1 cup of flour. So 1 cup of flour is roughly 125 grams. At least that's what my measurements showed when I was testing this a long time ago. So whenever things say cups, and the one thing that triggers me the most, okay, let's just get this out of the way. The one thing that triggers me the most in any baking recipe, where you have a solid ingredient or powdered ingredient, or a powdered or a solid ingredient, and they measure it in the recipe in cups. Now, cups of flour can kind of make sense, because if you put flour into a cup, you can compress it a little bit, and that's how you're supposed to measure it. You're supposed to kind of compress it, level it off the top, and that should be pretty darn accurate. As long as you use the same measurement for every other thing that you put in that recipe, it should be proportionally okay. That's the main thing. You want all the ingredients in a baking thing to be proportionally roughly the same. I think you have like a 5 to 10% leeway before things get skewed one way or another. But when you tell me to put 2 cups of carrots into a recipe, what the heck is 2 cups of carrots? Carrots have a lot of space in between them even after you chop them. I'm assuming like 1 whole carrot you put into a cup, and that it doesn't work that way. You got to chop it up first. Now, if you chop up the carrots, you kind of get a rough estimation of what 2 cups of carrots looks like. But depending on how small you chop the carrots, it's going to be either really packed or not so packed. So that triggers me just a little bit, because it doesn't make sense. Mass for mass, volume for volume, not mass per volume, unless there's a way to measure that. So in this case, 125 grams of flour is roughly about 1 cup. I do everything on a scale so for baking stuff, just because it's a little bit more accurate. And so flour goes in now. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. You see the flour clumping? I shouldn't have used the warm water. That's probably going to be bad later on. Anyway, that's about 1 cup of flour. About 1 cup of flour. We're also going to need 2 tablespoons of baking powder. I'm going to put that near the end, because as soon as the baking powder hits liquid, chemical reaction happens, and usually it's that's when leavening happens. So I want to mix that in near the end. But we do need some salt. I still need half a teaspoon of salt. It's a lot of salt here for some reason. And you'll see what I mean once we get to it. Half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to be using the salt I have, which is the fancy pink Himalayan salt, because I have way too much of it. Way too much of it. Pink salt. Thank you, Mom, for gifting me the Himalayan salt, but I honestly don't know if this tastes any different from the regular iodized salt. Being perfectly honest there. What else do we need? We need 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, really? I need soy sauce for this thing? Okay, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Usually whenever you do these Japanese recipes, they're probably talking about like a light soy sauce, like kikkoman or something like that. I only have a dark soy sauce, so I don't know how this is going to affect the flavor. Hopefully not too much. But there's our soy sauce. Oh, another soy sauce on. The soy sauce is good. Soy sauce is good. Okay. Let's see. Soy sauce, salt, baking powder, dashi. We got the dashi in there. We also got a couple of eggs I need to crack in. So eggs, here we go. And for most baking stuff, I say most. Oh, eggshell does not go into the recipe. For most baking stuff, you want to have eggs at room temperature. Because if it's starting from cold, they're a little bit harder to work with. I think there are a few instances where you actually do want the eggs cold, and that's usually when you're making a meringue or something. Yeah, because it's easier for meringues to stiffen up after when they're cold than it is warm. And then now we add the baking powder. 2 teaspoons, really? And that's probably a bad thing because I already used the teaspoon measuring thing with the soy sauce. I hope it doesn't clump up and get into the rest of the baking powder. That would be bad. Okay, I'm gonna add 1. 2. That's actually a lot of baking powder. Holy crap. How airy is this going to be? Then again, takoyaki, once you actually make it, is pretty darn airy. But I didn't think it would be this much. I didn't think it'd be this airy. Okay. So we're just gonna mix this. As you can kind of sort of tell, the batter is pretty thin, and that's kind of what I expected after seeing a bunch of other videos do this. Let me remove the scale here and put that down. That's kind of what I expected with this batter. Airy, very liquid. Somehow it works. I don't know how. But all that bubble is from the baking powder. There's some clumps here that I need to remove. The eggs need to beat up a little bit. This is a much thinner than your regular pancake batter, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay. I think there might still be some clumps in there. Wish I used the whisk, but we're not using a whisk today. Okay. Please tell me this is good. I think there's still some egg parts in here that's a little bit difficult to work with. Okay, I think I'm gonna turn off the noise gate for this one, just so you can hear the cooking sounds. I hope that's not a bad decision with the noise gate, but we're gonna turn that off so you can hear everything. Oh, my knees! My knees! Let's see. There we go. There we go. Now you can hear the cooking. The kitchen noises. I think that's it. There's some lumps that are still a little bit difficult to remove here. And some egg particles that don't seem to want to go away. Okay, I think the batter is done. I'm probably going to keep working on that if that bothers me a little bit too much off camera. Put this on the floor so it doesn't spill everywhere. Okay, back to this thing. Back to this thing, to the takoyaki pan. You can try. I think you can try making takoyaki like with a cake pop sort of setup. I think I've never used one of those, so I can't say. I know some people have had some success with it. If you already have it, it's worth a shot. If you don't have it, then this is a cheap alternative. You can buy one of these things in Amazon for like less than 40 bucks or something, and it'll work just okay. Just okay. Okay, while this pan is heating up, I do need to slather some oil everywhere. Not sure how much oil I'm gonna need, but the kit does come with this little silicone brush thing. I'm just gonna be using that on all the wells here. And because this thing heats up pretty quickly, I have to work fast once we get to the taco part. Once we get to the taco part, I'm gonna have to move very, very quickly. So we're gonna try a regular takoyaki first, and then if we have enough batter for everything else, then we'll try to experiment a little bit. We'll experiment a little bit on the other types of takoyaki we could make. I'm just getting oil everywhere, not just the wells. I'm actually also getting the oil all over the rest of the pan, because once we pour the batter in, we're not just pouring the batter into the wells, we're pouring it everywhere here, every little nook and cranny, and I just splattered oil all over my setup. That's gonna be a pain in the butt to clean up later. Okay, well, that's that then. Okay, let's make sure this is heated up. So, while the pan's heating up, how's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are doing well on this Monday. We're just kind of chilling with cooking. Anything happening? Me personally, not much. Not much. I'm not sure if I'm not sure as far as what's happening in the world these days, just because I have been such a shut-in. But you know what? The world doesn't matter right now. The world doesn't matter right now. I'm just chilling, doing my own thing. Chilling, doing my own thing, cooking, experimenting. Made some fried chicken a couple of days ago. Tried doing a Korean fried chicken type of thing. And I would have tried to stream that if I could, but making fried chicken is a messy, messy affair. This is already pretty messy. Messier than I expected. Because by the end of the day, this table I'm on is gonna have oil all over it. And once I wipe it down, it's going to have this nice shine that should never be on this type of table. Because paper gets put on here, and if paper gets on this, it's going to be bad. Bad news. Alright then, I think the pan is heated up decently now. I wonder if I should keep the noise gate up. Let's keep the noise gate off for now. I don't think we really need it on, but the frying sounds might be a little hard to hear once we get into it. I think. Okay, I can feel the heat of the pan. I probably shouldn't be touching the pan, but I do need to scooch it over a little bit. Scooch it over. There we go. Scooch it. Okay, this is the part where I gotta work fast. Hot pan, batter. Gonna get my taco tentacles ready. To remind you guys what the tentacles look like. They're going to look something like this. Hold on, where is it? They're going to look something like this. And we're just going to put like one of these things in each of the takoyaki balls. Because if we put more than one, whoop, that's not what we want. Not yet, you're not supposed to sizzle yet. If we put more than one, I think it gets overstuffed. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Gotta work fast. Gotta work fast. Let's try this. So I think I just need to pour batter. I'm gonna try to see if I can pour batter with just half of this. It's gonna be a little tough though. Let's see. Okay. So when you do this, you're actually supposed to pour batter everywhere. Because that's how you're going to make this into a ball. And now, I've had a little practice before stream making like pancakes out of this, but not taco balls. That's a little bit different story. And I have these little plastic things that they give you. If it was silicone, that might be better, but it might also not be as hard. So, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I think they need to cook a little bit. They need to cook a little bit. Okay, I think I can put the taco in while it's doing that. Probably should do that right now. Okay, there's one. Oh yeah, we can't double dip this, guys. It'd be too much. It'd be too much. So batter goes in, taco goes in. Things go everywhere. Oh wow, this is going to be messy, I can see. And there's batter escaping to the sides of the pan. That's not a good thing. Let's see. Let's put one there too, because that's starting to have life. I think I can put two in this small one here, because that one only got a small bit of taco. Oh my gosh, that smells incredibly fishy. It smells incredibly fishy right now. Okay, I don't know how long it takes to set before I can turn this, but you see how liquid this batter is right now? That actually helps with giving you time to turn this. When I was making my pancake batter, pancake balls in here before, the batter was so thick that it cooked a little bit too fast and pretty much burnt it. So hopefully the takoyaki, okay, that's not quite done yet. That's quite not done for something that's supposed to be super hot. I'm amazed at how long it takes to cook this. We're gonna have some burnt takoyaki at the end of the night here, guys. Have some burnt takoyaki, but it's gonna be delicious. Deliciously burnt takoyaki. You know what? You know what? Since I do have extra batter, I don't know how long that's. Well, we'll see. We'll make do with this, and then I'll probably make some more later. Because usually when you get takoyaki in Japan, it's like packs of either 6 or 8. I think 8 to drive home the taco bit, because you know octopus have 8 arms and all that stuff. And they're not actually that expensive. They're like maybe $1 per takoyaki. I think the main takoyaki chain, Gindaku, sells them for about $1 each one. So a 4-pack of takoyaki would cost you about 400 yen. And I would call that a fair price. I would call that a fair price. I've seen takoyaki stateside where they charge you $8 for a 6-piece of takoyaki, and it's probably not the actual taco. It's probably the same thing as this, where I'm just using squid tentacles. Can I turn this yet? So we don't have any balls yet, but oh no, okay, we're getting there. Getting there. Can I turn this? Can I turn this one? Can I turn you? Can I turn you? Oh, there we go. We got some half takoyaki right now. We're gonna make some full takoyaki here soon. As soon as we get all of you turned so that I can add more batter. It actually smells pretty good right now. It has that seafood taste I would expect. Seafood smell that I would expect. It's a good seafood smell, guys. If you're not a seafood fan, then this might not be for you. But if you're a weeb, this might be a good thing. Because you gotta appreciate the seafood. Okay. So right now the goal is just to turn these things halfway, and then we'll fix them up a little bit and pour some more batter. Because as it is right now, this cannot exist as a takoyaki. They're kind of like monstrosities at the moment. Gotta start somewhere. Let's start somewhere. Okay. Okay, it's getting a little hot. Little hot. Come on, stuff it in there. Let's turn around. I need you to please cooperate. We have a lot of batter here. We have a lot of batter that needs to be turned. And I actually need you to look like somewhat balls. Now here's the thing, I never actually understood takoyaki. Like, why is it a ball shape? Why is it a ball shape? Did someone just decide, I wanna make these takoyaki into a ball shape because it would be fun? That's probably their thought process, and one I can get behind. But kind of wonder sometimes why some foods look the way they do. What went on in their minds when they made it for the first time? That's kind of how I am right now with this takoyaki. Okay, let's we may have to add a tiny little bit more batter into some of these things. Like, if I just turn this around a little bit more, I think it'll be okay, but we need to get more batter to make this more spherical. But first things first, I need to adjust all this mess. They kind of look like little monsters, and it just does not look pretty. Rarely does. Okay, let's see if I can add a little bit more in here. I'm hoping I'm doing this right. Okay, let's turn that around. It's gonna cook a little bit. I think I may have to make another extra taco here because Actually, no. Can I move this? Can I move this? Can I move this taco? No. Not yet. So I think this pan is calibrated for takoyaki. I sincerely believe it's calibrated for takoyaki because of the speed these things are cooking. Because I feel like it's too much for pancake, but just slow enough for taco. Kinda just slow enough for taco. Oh jeez. If anyone who actually knows how to make takoyaki out there saw what I was doing, they would probably call this an abomination. Gotta start somewhere. Gotta start somewhere, and this is my somewhere. I think the mistake was pouring the batter in at the time I did. Because I don't know how I'm supposed to work with this. Well, here's a half taco. You don't see it on camera, but I have a half taco here I'm trying to incorporate to another existing taco. If I can just turn it around, we'll be in business. The thing is, I would use like something thicker than these picks they gave me, but I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's physically workable to use anything other than picks for this. I would just go in here with my hands if I could, but this thing is hot. Piping hot. So gotta work the little stickies and try to make this into balls. Little ball-shaped tacos. Let me try to do it on this side. I've been doing some tacos off camera, and I forgot there's no camera there. Okay. Let me try to turn this over. Just stuff it in. Stuff the little bits in, and make sure that batter portion gets cooked and fused. Cooked and fused. There we go. It's looking pretty good already. Somewhat good. Somewhat good. See if I can get other portions of the pan here. Oh, nope. Let's give it a shot. I hope I don't smell any burning. Burning's not good. Burning's not good. We just wanted extra batter so we can make a sphere. It's getting nice and crispy on the side that was in contact with the pan though. Lots of extra stuff floating around that I have to figure out how to work with. This is one very gunky takoyaki. That kind of sort of rhymed. Oh, don't pierce the takoyaki. Don't pierce the takoyaki. Now, really good takoyaki, I think, is supposed to be kind of soft on the inside. But a thoroughly cooked balls, I think, is also acceptable. Just have to work it somehow. Okay. Need to turn this around because we need to cook that side. Turning these things around without poking them is kind of difficult, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Can you guys hear the sizzle? I wonder. Is it getting picked up? Oh, it's kind of getting picked up. Good. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Okay. Okay, hide away the... kinda grimy stuff, because that's going to get turned over. I'm going to turn over the takoyaki like turning over a new leaf. Make it very toasty. Or at least try. I think if you do this very, very quickly, you can get some very evenly cooked, perfectly spherical balls. This is our practice run. This is the practice run of many takoyaki to come. Okay, so as soon as I can get this. Some of these have already kind of made it into like a bread-like texture. I don't know if that's supposed to happen or not. Probably not. Okay, stuff it in there, stuff it in there, stuff it in there, stuff it in there. It's really difficult. Stuff it in there. We just want this to shape like a ball. And that requires some poking and prodding, but not utterly destroying what we've already made so far. It's very full. It's a very full ball. Very fluffy balls. I think we have enough batter for one small batch later. One smallish batch later we have enough batter for. Okay. I think I have made a okay-ish passable takoyaki here. It looks a little bit of a mess, but we're just gonna let that cook for a little bit and give it a shot. Hey Benny, what's the octopus to batter ratio? One tentacle slice per ball here. And I am not actually using octopus because octopus is expensive and it's a little hard to find. We're actually using some large... up. No, that's not good. We're using some large squid tentacles here. We're using some large squid tentacles, which is good enough. And I'm getting juices all over my carpet. This is not good. I need to grab a towel. Where's my towel? This part of the carpet is gonna stink like squid for a while. That's not good. I just cleaned my sheets yesterday. Just needs the sauce to complete? Yeah. We're not putting the sauce on the pan because if we do that, that's what do you call this? That's not good. But I do have the sauce. I do have some mayo. I have some bonito flakes. I have the takoyaki sauce. And I could not find any aonori, so the green seaweed, like the pure green seaweed powder. So I'm using some seaweed furikake instead, which should be a good enough approximation. Okay, well, I am gonna have to clean these sheets before I sleep tonight, it seems. Or maybe I sleep on the bed today. Or maybe I sleep on the bed today and not the futon. Okay, let's make sure that these are done. That looks done. This looks done. I think this one needs a little bit more on one side. This is done. This is done. This is... It needs a little bit more. Needs a little bit more. This one is, I think, done-ish. This is done. This is done. This is done. I think that's done. This is mostly done. I need to seal this a little bit. You know, I don't know how those guys in the food stalls in the takoyaki stands get this so darn perfect. I know it's practice. I know it's practice, but I'm still flabbergasted on how easy they make it look. How many inklings did you dispose of to make this delicious snack? I don't know. How many tentacles do inklings have? I can't say for sure. I can't say for sure. But I mean, I think the inklings can survive with semi-cut tentacles, right? I think they can. I think they can. Okay, let me move the camera a little bit to the plate. We're gonna do some plating. There's some takoyaki that's still being made. Let me get this on camera. All right. There's still some takoyaki finishing up, but we can make a set of 8 here to start with. Boom. There we go. Oh. I wish I had one of those like little boat things. You know what I'm talking about? The little containers you would see where they usually serve takoyaki. I wish I had one of those, but I think the closest thing to it would be like a gravy boat, and I don't even have one of those. Actually, you know what? You know what surprises me? How expensive gravy boats are. Like gravy boats, I think can go upwards of $200, and I'm like, why? Why is that a thing? Okay, turning off the pan right now. Turning off the pan. Okay. We have some takoyakis now. Full-blown takoyakis, but we're not done. We need to put the toppings on these. We need to put some toppings. Let me find my sauces. I know I have some here. Okay. So I'm not sure what order these typically go on, but I think we need to do the takoyaki sauce first. And I don't have a specifically takoyaki sauce. I have an okonomi sauce, which I think we can also use for takoyaki. I looked in the Asian market, and for whatever reason, I could not find any takoyaki sauce. We have a okonomi sauce, which you use for okonomiyaki, which I do want to do on stream also. But if you look at the label here, if you look at the plastic here, it says it has takoyaki on the label, as well as okonomiyaki and French fries. You can use this for French fries. So I guess that's the thing. Okay, so okonomi sauce goes first, and then we'll put on the rest of the ingredients. That's good. Actually, what does go in okonomi sauce? Let me look at this. Okonomi sauce: water, sugar, molasses, tomato paste. A lot of things seem to use tomato paste. Soy sauce, apple paste. Ooh, they do like to use a lot of apples in their sauces in Japan. Grain vinegar, I'm guessing rice. Modified cornstarch, onion paste, spices, yeast extract, concentrated date juice. That's not something I expected to see. Carrot extract, xanthan gum, garlic extract, shiitake mushroom powder. So lots of veggies, it seems. Okay, let's put on the okonomi sauce. There we go. If it makes you feel better, what you made is 10,000 times better than anything Hachima cooks. You say that, but did you see the Valentine's pasta that I made last week? If you haven't, please give it a look and leave a comment on that. To me, it tasted normal. It tasted fine, so I think it was okay. What Hachama makes, though, I'll be honest. What Hachama used to make, or I don't know if she still makes it, actually makes sense in context. I will actually defend most of her cooking shenanigans, because what she actually does is just substitutes regularly used ingredients in whatever she cooks for something that you may not think to substitute with for the recipe. So let's say sugar. If a recipe calls for sugar, she'll use gummy worms. That sounds odd, but and there's more stuff in gummy worms than just sugar. I think there's some gelatin and stuff in there too. So that might sound a little bit odd, but there's that. There's also, oh, what else did she make? What else did she do? It's been a while. It's been like over a year since I've seen her cook anything, but I will defend most of the stuff she does. Not all of it. Not all of it, but most of the stuff. Okay, so we got the okonomi sauce. Let's go ahead and put the mayonnaise. I don't know how much mayonnaise we have to put in here, but this is Kewpie mayonnaise. There's some Kewpie mayonnaise that I still have, and there's my favorite type of mayonnaise. Though it is a little expensive, it's good for what it is. So cannot fault that. What else are we missing? Oh yeah, we're missing bonito flakes and the seaweed. So I think bonito flakes are gonna go in last. I do have some furikake here. Some furikake seaweed. I think this also has toasted sesame seeds. This is the closest thing I could find to just plain aonori, but I think it works. It looks just as good. I think it looks just as good. A little crunchier. And then we have bonito flakes, which also this you can use for dashi. You can use this for like legit dashi, and it'll be perfect. Okay. Now, does that not look like an authentic? Doesn't that look like an authentic takoyaki to you? You can't even see the mess I did with the bottom of the taco balls. Can't see the mess anymore. I need to take a picture of this. Holy shit. Holy crap. Just sorry. Sorry for my language there. Okay. Taco. Okay, I need an angle without much shade. Okay, I'm gonna close up on that. I think I need to get the good camera in here because the lighting in my bedroom is not great. It's not great. Where's my camera? Let's get the good camera. I do have some extra batter here that I'm going to be using for the end of the stream. I'm gonna make some slightly unconventional takoyaki with it. Because I do have the ingredients, I'm kind of curious how it's going to taste. We will use taco for some of it. Some of the others, we will not use taco. Okay, I need a close-up. Good close-up. I'm gonna post that on Twitter later. Alright, picture's done. I need to find some chopsticks. I have these chopsticks I got with the Sakuraku boxes I haven't used yet. I figure it's a good time to use it now. I have the cooking chopsticks and some other chopsticks I usually use to eat with, but this will be the first time I use these ones. Okay, let me take the first bite here. And I guess a little bit towards the camera. Alright, open up guys. Let's take the first bite. Mmm. Oh wow. That was legit good. Holy crap. The texture of the squid tentacles is I think it's a little bit tougher than what your typical taco looks like, but not taco feels like. But let's just open one of these up and see what it looks on the inside. The batter is actually a lot softer than I expected it to be. A lot softer. So if you look here, can we see it on camera? Can we see it on camera? If we look here, still not a good angle. If we look here, you can hopefully kind of see. You can hopefully kind of see how soft the batter is still on the inside, and then we have this giant honking slice of octopus tentacle, not octopus tentacle, squid tentacle in this case. But that's where the actual taco tentacle would be. If we had taco tentacle, but as is, this would be really good. If you don't like the idea of eating squid or octopus, you can use shrimp. I think you can make an ebiyaki. I think that's acceptable, but it would strictly be not takoyaki. Strictly speaking, I did not make takoyaki today. I made an ikayaki. I made a squid balls. That's really good. I am gonna have to make some more takoyaki with the rest of the batter that I have, and to do that I need to clean off the actual plate I have and put the rest of the takoyaki in somewhere else. That's good stuff, guys. If you want one, do pick some up. I am going to make a new batch of takoyaki because we still have some batter left. And this is going to be the experimental portion of the stream. Whenever I do the cooking streams, if we're not making anything too big or time consuming, I will try to do something experimental. For better or worse. Ate dinner an hour ago and I'm already hungry again. Well, Trippy, have some takoyaki. These actually turned out pretty good. I'm surprised. They did not come out very, pretty at the end, but they kind of sort of look like this. So they kind of turned out not perfectly shaped, not perfectly spherical, but once you cover them in sauce and stuff, you don't care. You don't care anymore. Smashing face into tomato. All right. But I do have some extra batter. We're gonna use the extra batter to make some experimental takoyaki, and this time I want to put some cheese into these balls. We're gonna make some cheesy balls today, guys. So we made the takoyaki legit. It's now time to make some cheesy balls. But I need to clean this up first. I need to get some paper towel, which I did not bring in here. Let's find some paper towel. Be right back. Okay, let's clean this off first, and then I'm gonna oil it up. I think I can use the leftover crumbs from the previous batch into this, but I don't want it to like burn. That's the only thing. Okay, let's turn that on. That's probably too much olive oil, because I don't think I have enough batter to make a whole full batch again. But we'll see what we can do. I need to not go off the wall, like splashing this oil everywhere, because that got me in trouble with my bed that I just cleaned yesterday, and now I'm gonna have to clean it again. Probably tomorrow, because by the time I finish streaming today, there won't be enough time. Gosh darn it! This is a struggle of actually cooking in your room, and that's probably still too much oil, because the batter I have left is not much. I think I have enough batter for like. 3 or 4 tacos. 3 balls. That's not much to experiment with. Perfectly honest. Asian tiger shrimp. Let's see. Cannibal shrimp were maybe still our major issue. Waters in Mexico. How did they get to Mexico? Because that sounds like an invasive species to me. That sounds like an invasive species. Guys. These takoyaki are staring at me in my face, and I can't stop eating them. Let me give you guys one before I have another bite. I do want to keep you guys fed as much as possible, though sometimes it may be a little bit difficult, you know? Internet and all that. So here you go. Say 1, 2, 3. Oh, that fell. Oh. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So since we don't have much batter left, I'm waiting for this oil to heat up a bit. But what we're gonna do here is add some cheese to our taco balls. I think there are some actually in Japan that make cheesy takoyaki. I don't know how they fit that all in there. I'll be perfectly honest. Unless they use a bigger mold than I do, because this could barely hold just one tentacle slice. Adding cheese to that seems a little bit daunting, just a tiny little bit daunting. But we'll make it work. Holy crap, these are good. These are good. See this? That's good stuff. It doesn't matter how they look at the end, because once you cover them in sauce and all the toppings, it's just that good. The only thing that I probably don't have is like some green onions. But you know what? That's green onions. I think green onions you can stuff into the balls, and that's where they go. But on top, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think though, I have seen like the pink pickled ginger that you see in a lot of dishes, the benishoga, on the takoyaki. I've never actually been a fan of those, so for those who are, tell me how you like it that way. There was this other one time also in Japan where they had this thing called a white bait ball, shirasu ball. So shirasu yaki. So if you don't know what white bait is, they're this tiny little fish. Tiny little fish, white fish. Usually you need a lot of them to be able to even think about eating them because they're just that small. And what you typically do is put them like in a batter and make them into like a flat cake or something and fry them. Basically, you just fry them. But in this town, not Enoshima, though Enoshima is also known for their shirasu. I think this was, where was this? Kanagawa? I don't think it was Kanagawa. Where is the giant Buddha statue closest to Tokyo? I know there's a Buddha statue close to Tokyo. Where was that? Are they smaller than smelts? I don't know how big a smelt is, but if smelts are as big, roughly as big as a sardine, then yes, they're smaller than that. Let me see if I can find a picture. I'm pretty sure you can look this up, but let me see if I can find a picture. Okay, since the pan is heating up a little bit, I'm moving to the desk. Let's turn off that noise filter a bit. There we go. Let's see, either I find a picture from my collection or I go to the internet to show it to you guys. Either way, it's gonna take a little while. And the pan doesn't really take that long to heat, but it's just oil right now, so I don't think it's gonna be a huge issue. Where is this? Where is this? Because I know it's in the same town with that Buddha statue. This is Kamakura! There we go. It's actually in Kamakura. But where are those balls? Because I know I have pictures. I have pictures of these balls. Unless it was in my phone. Oh, it was my phone. No wonder. What the heck? That's gonna take forever and a half to look for. I have like over 1,000. I have 2,519 pictures from that trip alone on my phone. And this is not exactly the best sorted thing. Okay, I found some balls. Let me see if I can get them on screen. Where is my picture shower? Where's my picture thing? Yes, we're gonna put some balls on screen, guys. Sorry. It's just that kind of stream. It's just that kind of stream where we show balls on stream. Holy crap. Why are you so big? Let me fit you to screen. There we go. There we go. So you can't really tell that this is anything but that this is not a takoyaki. This is what they call a white. This is called a white bait ball, shirasu ball, in this one particular place in Japan called Kamakura, which I think has a giant Buddha statue that you can actually enter. And now I'm trying to find a picture of the actual white bait. I do not want to show you the inside of the balls themselves because, oh, you know what? This one might not be so bad. This one might not be so bad. It's just a little bit. I don't know. When people see gooey stuff on screen, it tends to make some people squeamish. Not me. I do know it's not possibly the most pleasant thing to look at, but it's just a fact of life, guys. Things are gooey. You came from goo. You originated from goo, and look at you now. You're a mostly grown human, if not fully grown human. That's just a fact of life. Now if I can just find said fishies. Okay, so fishies, I think were in this picture. There we go. Ashes to ashes, goo to goo. You got that right, Trippy, you got that right. Okay. That would be painful. That would be painful to the inside of balls. Yeah. But here's the best picture of the white bait I can show you guys. If you can kind of see it here. Can kind of see it? See that tiny little fish, that white fish in the middle of that that ball batter? That is the shirasu. That is a shirasu. It kind of looks like the coils of a testicle, to be honest. To be perfectly honest, it kind of looks like the coils of a testicle, but that is the fish. I think they only grow about this size, and you need a ton of them to just even have a decent meal. They are pretty good. They are pretty good. Let me show you guys another picture here that I have with takoyaki. Now this one might look a little bit more frightening. Not gonna lie. Not gonna. This one might look a little bit more frightening, just because of how many they are in this in this dish. You see that? Well, I think I need to transform that. That's 90 degrees. Here we go. So this is shirasu, many shirasu in a takoyaki. It was a very salty takoyaki. It was not a sweet one like you would like you would typically associate takoyaki with, but it was worth a try one time. I don't know if I would get it again. It definitely needs something to offset the amount of salt they added in here, because that's just way too salty. This was way too salty. But this is shirasu. You can put basically anything in a takoyaki. That was my point, bringing the shirasu up this entire time. I forgot I was making takoyaki here. Well, we made the takoyaki. We made ikayaki because squid tentacles was all I could get. But we're gonna try an experiment of our own. We're going to make something with the extra batter that we have left. I took off the noise suppression, so I might be a little bit louder, but we need that to make this, to get the cooking sounds. Okay, I don't know how many we can make here. I'm guessing 2, maybe 3. Let's see how many we can make. It looks like we can make roughly 4. Okay, gotta work fast. In 3 of these, we'll put some cheese. So cheese goes here. Cheese goes here. Actually, no, we'll put cheese in all of them. We'll put cheese in all of them. I just have that much cheese. I don't know how we're gonna fit this, but we're gonna put cheese. It's gonna overflow a little bit. That's perfectly okay. Okay, we have one that doesn't have any cheese. Move that over. And then, since we still have quite a few squid tentacles, we'll mix taco in a few of these. We'll put one there. We'll put another one in the middle right here. We'll put another one here. So we're gonna have 3 taco cheeses. We have 3 taco cheeses. I think that's good enough for now. I do have some wasabi peas. I don't know how well this is gonna work. You know, we'll put some wasabi peas in one of them, just one of them. I'm not actually a fan of wasabi peas. I don't know why anyone would eat those things, but I'm just not a fan of wasabi peas. Like, maybe if I had a cold and I was really stuffed up, that will be the time I do that. But otherwise, why do you guys wasabi peas? It's torture. It's just torture. Okay, is there something in here besides cheese? I think this one at the bottom is just cheese. Also, let me try to get a view of all 5, because we only have 5 here. Let's see. Okay, so I don't have an extra batter to make this perfectly spherical, so we'll just work with what we got. Cheese do be melting though. It do be melting. I wonder how cheesy this is actually gonna be. Kinda curious. I doubt it, since I didn't like have little logs of mozzarella. Excuse me. I don't have like little logs of mozzarella. All I have is like these slices of Monterey Jack, because I like Monterey Jack. I don't know how you guys feel about cheese, but for me, Monterey Jack and Colby Jack, a couple of my favorite cheeses. I think Münster might also be good. Like, I know people like cheddar, people like mozzarella, and they do have their place, but if we're just talking just the cheese itself, Monterey Jack and Pepper Jack to me are good all-around cheeses for a lot of things. A lot of things. I thought wasabi was made from a root. Yes, wasabi is technically a root. So is horseradish, which is what the... I wouldn't call it fake wasabi, though I guess fake wasabi would be accurate. The wasabi you typically see in restaurants, if you don't see the root itself, it is not. It is most likely not real wasabi, because real wasabi is a pain in the butt to get, pain in the butt to take care of. It needs extremely specific temperatures, extremely specific conditions to thrive. If you don't give them those conditions, they just kind of die. So, in general, okay, that's the side. Touch the side of the pan. That was not good. In general, what you see labeled as wasabi in the stores is actually just horseradish. Horseradish and I think some other stuff, but horseradish is the main ingredient. It is quite a bit, has a bit more kick than actual, actual wasabi. I've never had actual wasabi before, so I can't say from experience how it would actually taste, but from all the descriptions from various videos and articles, they say it's astringent, I think. Not quite as sharp as the horseradish for sure. Okay, this middle one is giving me issues. Okay, good. This is looking quite nicely. How's it going? It's going well. So let me show you the batch we made earlier. So I still have the batch earlier that doesn't have any sauce on them. These are maybe not perfectly spherical, but they fit the bill. They are, as you would call it takoyaki. And then we had them with the sauces, and it was perfect. It is good. I would make this again and eat it again. I have a lot of squid tentacles. I will make it as long as I still have eggs. I need to go shopping for eggs in 2 days, because I'm still streaming tomorrow, so I cannot go shopping for eggs tomorrow. But yeah, it's a very runny batter, but very, very fun. Very fun. Okay, I think I can turn this around now. I'm hoping the cheese doesn't go like at the very bottom of these balls, because that's just gonna burn them, and that's not good. Okay, turn around, please. Turn around. The turning around part always makes me nervous, because I feel like I'm gonna poke it, and it's just gonna go everywhere. Even though it's mostly crispy on the outside and mostly gooey in the inside. Just need to adjust it a little bit. Gotta tuck those balls in. Gotta tuck the outside of the balls so that they don't spill out. Because if you have the inside of the ball spill out, that's no good for anyone. Fact of life. That's just a fact of life. Oh, excuse me. I need to drink some water, but it's a little tough to drink water when I'm flipping these things. Looks like we got some extra oil that's cooking some extra batter and cheese. You know, it would actually be fun to make different kinds of takoyaki, just to see how well they would work together. Like, I can imagine a dessert style takoyaki working if you don't use dashi, soy sauce into your batter mix. I don't think that would work very well. Like, let's say a chocolate takoyaki, a chocolate balls, chocolate in the balls, like dark chocolate or milk chocolate or whatever chocolate you want. it's gonna melt in the process. You know it's gonna melt because it's gonna be extremely messy. But I just want to see how that works. You can probably make some. Ooh, you know what would be really fun? Quail balls, quail takoyaki, quail stuffed into these balls. Quail eggs are like ridiculously expensive for what it is, but they are fun to eat. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Okay, let's turn this around a little bit. Make sure it's perfectly spherical. This looks better already than the first batch we made, but then again, we're only making 5 in a very limited amount. Ever had an oyster shot? Heard it's good for hangovers. What is an oyster shot? What I think an oyster shot is putting an oyster in a shot glass, and I don't see how that's different from eating it raw normally. So I'm confused. Please explain to me what an oyster shot is. I am legit curious, and I don't know anything about it. As far as hangovers go, I've never had a hangover in my life, so I can't say for sure how effective that would be. But I do know a lot of hangover cures don't seem to work very well, or their efficacy is very questionable at best. Because I think the Mythbusters did these hangover cures like years and years ago. I don't remember what their conclusion was, but a lot of them seem to not work very well. I think the one that probably had the most success was getting dunked in ice water, or being dunked by ice water, because that's supposed to wake you up or something. But yeah, I can't say. It involves a raw egg yolk, salt, pepper, and water. Where's the oyster? How is that a oyster shot? There's no oyster. Also, a raw egg yolk. I have had raw eggs before, but these were like fresh eggs, really super fresh eggs, by the way, from one of my grandparents' farms. Back when I was a kid, one of my grandparents kept had maybe not a farm, but they had like a chicken coop. They had a chicken coop on their land, and one time we got some eggs from the chicken coop, and my grandpa gave it to the kids and said to like eat it raw, and so we did, and I remember it being good. As a 5-year-old, I remember it actually being pretty good. So no complaints about that. Now, as a hangover cure, would it actually work? No idea. I think these are done. Maybe one side needs to be browned up a little bit more. But I'm turning off the heat, because otherwise I think this might overcook a little bit. But look at that. Look at that, guys. These look perfect. These look perfect compared to our first ones. So much more color, so much more texture. Actually, the previous one had more texture, but it was bad texture. This is more spherical. Check that out. This is like really good. This is really good quality taco balls right here. I think it refers to the yolk as part of an oyster. Yeah, I can't say I've ever had it. It would be interesting if I knew the egg itself was safe. But I mean, it's worth a try. I think it's worth a try if you know the egg is like not poisoned by salmonella or whatever. That's the only thing, right? I mean, if you know the conditions that the chickens were kept in and they were clean and sanitary, then there would be no issues with eating the egg raw. I am a believer in that. There's no issues with eating the eggs raw. But if you're getting these mass-produced eggs in filthy conditions, I think the best thing you can do is try to wash off the outside of the eggshell. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know if it's going to work or not. But if you do eat those eggs, good luck. Raw, good luck. Because I don't know how well that would actually work. I don't know how well that would actually go. But I don't think it would be a bad thing if you got the stomach for it. Okay, I think these are done. I'm gonna transfer them over to a separate plate, and we're gonna dress them up the same way. Actually, no, I'm not gonna dress them up first. I'll probably dress them up after we try a couple of them, because I want to see what these look like in the inside once we open them up. Excuse me. All right. So we have our second batch of taco balls here. Taco balls, Taco Bell. Okay. I'm not sure which one is which. Most, if not all of them, have cheese. One has cheese only, another one has wasabi peas, and 3 of them have the tentacle. So let's just open one up randomly. The cheese was not evenly spread out, so that's not going to be representative of what they all look like. Let's see what this one does. Ooh, that looks perfect. I can kind of see the cheese. Is this cheese? That looks like cheese. That looks like cheese. Can I use this as chopsticks? Can I use this as chopsticks? They're kind of fat. I cannot use this as chopsticks. It's a little fat. Let's see. Let me give this a try. I'll take the bullet for this one. I'll take the bullet for this one because it looks a little sus. Let me see. Can you hear how crispy that is? That's not bad. I don't think this one had any taco in there. I don't think this one had any taco. This might have been the cheese only one. Oh, nope, I taste the taco. I taste the taco. This is not bad. Definitely needs sauce on top though to complete the experience, but by itself it's not bad. The cheese does add a different level of flavor into here. I feel like if you use a milder cheese, it would work. Mozzarella might actually work really well here. But the Colby Jack, not too sure about that. I feel like the Colby Jack is a little bit too strong for this batch. But let's go ahead and top this off anyway, and then we'll call it a night. Excuse me. Alright. Okonomiyaki sauce. We will be making okonomiyaki on stream at some point. I have made okonomiyaki before, but it's been a very long time and I don't have any ingredients on me. So when that time comes again, I'll be making okonomiyaki on stream for you guys. Because before, when I made it, I used a what do you call this? A frying pan, and that didn't work out too well. Now that I have this and 2 spatulas, maybe it'll work a little bit better. Maybe it'll work better at that point. Okay, so we got sauce, we got mayo. Some furikake. And the last bit of it. There we go. Perfect 4-ball cheese tacos. Got some cheese tacos today. And it's marvelous. That's not a good picture. That's better. Definitely gonna post that later. Okay, let's give this a try with everything on it. I hope I don't bite into the one with the wasabi peas, that's not going to be a pleasant experience just because it's going to be hard. And I put like 4 wasabi peas in there. That's not going to be good. Period. Period. Okay, let's give this one a shot. Hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot. Ah, hot. That is a normal thing for takoyaki. Eat it slowly. Don't put it in when it's like super hot, or else you're gonna burn your mouth. Holy crap. Woo. Cheese. I can still taste a little sharpness from the cheese. It's kind of blends in all together. The taco bit, that tentacle bit, chewy, very chewy. If it was just a little bit softer, then it'd probably be a little bit better experience. The sauce does help quite a bit with the flavor. It's definitely better without, definitely better with sauce than without, 100%. But yeah, I think I could call tonight's cooking experiment a success. Not bad for a first time making it. And I'll leave this out for you guys, so just pick it up whenever you're ready. And I'm gonna move to my desk and then we'll close the stream out. Okay, here we go. See, noise suppression, let's turn that back on. We don't need every little bit of sound anymore. I'm gonna move over to the side just a tiny bit so you can see the the taco. Yeah, the taco balls. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope the stream made you a little hungry at least. And it's not a I mean, it's a good first attempt. I feel like it's a good first attempt, and definitely could see this for a party, at like maybe a get-together party with friends and stuff. It's really not that difficult to make, because if I can make it, it's not difficult to make. What is a little bit difficult would be finding the pan. Finding the pan, I think, is step 1. Step 2 would be actually finding a good enough substitute for octopus if you can't find actual octopus. Squid seems to work as long as the tentacles are big enough. I think if you can find like little calamari rings, if you chop those into like 4 pieces or so, you can also probably use those. If you don't like the squiddy texture, you can probably also use shrimp. And I showed you guys we can use cheese in these balls too. That works pretty darn well. And also, I did show you the picture with the little white fish. The little white fish, though, in the takoyaki balls seem to be more of a gimmick than anything, just to highlight, hey, we're this town that does little fishies in our balls instead of taco. Why don't you give this a try? But I think, yeah, I think I would call this a success. The experiment also a success. I didn't have any outlandish ingredients I could have used here, like pineapple or whatnot. Just a little bit short in supply. Just a tiny little bit short in supply. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. As soon as I can get to getting the ingredients for our next cooking stream, I'll be cooking again. Very, not very soon, but as soon as I can. As soon as I can. I'm not sure I'll be cooking next time, but I did say I want you to make okonomiyaki, and I'll make the okonomiyaki I know how to make. I mean, literally the name okonomiyaki is make it how you like it. So I'll make it how I know, and I'll make it how I like it. So when that time comes, please join me again. For now, thank you for coming, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing. and hit the notification bell so you know what we are up to. And yep. Yeah, hit the like button, notification bell, subscribe. What else? What else am I missing? Discord, if you want to drop by the Discord to chat in between streams, there's also that option. You can see the link in the description. So until next time, thank you for coming and have a nice rest of your day, everyone. Good night and goodbye.